Just Noob. Today I have with me Pika.
Hey.
And today we're going over pretty much an epilogue to our Red Hood coverage, was Red Hood, The Lost Days. By the way, if I get a little distracted, and I'll try and edit out what I can, because I'm also juggling stuff with work that I'm ramping up with. So if that happens, don't worry. If I don't trim it out, that's why. So yeah, though. Tell everyone how things have been going for the first three installments of the trilogy, and why this one is an interesting, you could say, epilogue, like I said.
Yeah, it's also like a 6-issue miniseries, or how is and so is try to explain the build up from the resurrection to how Jason was set up at the beginning of Under the Hood story. And basically explain where he got the equipment, the extra training that Batman didn't give him, and like resources, and so far those things. Not to mention that one thing we already cringed over in the conversation video.
Yeah, and but we still got Judd Winnick on here who did Under the Red Hood, so of course he's the one who got it going. Now I gotta ask you this important question, since we're not going to cover anything on him. Who's better at handling Jason, Judd or Scott Lobdell?
Well, that's an interesting question to out, because it also depends on if you're talking about the new 52 Scott Lobdell or the Reaver.
Overall.
Because those two were also like a kind of things that he was doing and kind of doing.
Yeah.
But actually, if I had to pick some positive out of what Scott Lobdell was doing, at least he tried to make the relationship that Jason had with Bruce and the rest of the Bat family at least a little bit more positive. Like, it wasn't overall, it wasn't as hostile, but it was basically just part of the family, no bad blood between us, but doesn't mean I have to like everyone else.
True. But still, though, with oh wait, one sec. Sorry about this, folks. Sorry.
Okay. I might as well put something about the Lost Days.
Yeah. But still, so we're gonna basically get the in betweens after his after we get the ones after Talia was able to fix his brain up until when he meets up with Bruce. So basically, this fills in the details from the annual. But of course, though, also, why again did Talia kiss him?
Yes, that's again also something that some editor or someone in between the whole thing being approved should have been there to say like why is this added here? Can you just take it out or replace or not have it at all? Or it's not even explained about that. Is it something like some kind of cultural thing that in the culture that Raj and Talia live in that we as Westerners don't understand? But even then, it's Judd Winnick adding himself something in it, and it's really his take on Raj's culture. And
yeah, exactly. No, I gotta say, what I love here though is that we actually see Raisha's reaction to everything. It's just like, what did you do? How could you? And if it was anyone else, yeah, you'd be dead. Like, dead would be a blessing. But yeah, do you have an idea what you've unleashed? Yep, but then of course we didn't get all this stuff where this is then years prior. Yep, but basically where he finds out, but this is after Jason's death, but before he made his way there. This is still during that little small window.
That also brings up somewhat of an interesting aspect or something to think about and try to analyze and through that to understand with Talia's relationship with Batman. And well, Talia is basically a very devoted or at least was at this point devoted into becoming Bruce's beloved wife and so on and so on. So did she, on some weird level, try to see the Robins from Dick to Jason and so forth like as stepsons or something
something
else?
like that.
And then it ended up getting twisted along the way.
Now here's the other thing though, is where does Damian fit into this? Still in the test tube, you think?
Could be in the test tubes. Depends on which version. Also, Grant Morrison didn't.
No, this miniseries came out well into Morrison stuff.
Yeah, so there should be some things added in the background directed to Damian also. Not to mention, Morrison did the whole thing with Damian. Originally, Damian was like a pretty much biologically a 10-year-old and mentally a 10-year-old who had been raised during those 10 years before.
Then the New 52.
Damian was a test tube baby who was artificially aged up.
To a point. Am I right? To a point. But yeah, so tell me, we just have all of this is going on. I'm just, wait. Yep. But again, I do like how we focus entirely on Talia as she's hearing about what happened until they're bringing forward. And as we saw before, he's just reacting on muscle memory, nothing more.
Yeah, so
muscle memory, though, this is good. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for a Revenant, he is
interesting.
Really good.
What do we know? Half dead, massive trauma, flash burns from explosion, found wandering a road in a soon tie covered in soil. Hands indicate that he dug himself out of a buried coffin. So it would seem he's not a clone. That is Jason Todd. Because, of course, he wants to know, how did he know? How did he cheat death? Like, is there no alternative way for race to utilize that's not the Lazarus Pit?
Yeah, Raj of all people would definitely want to learn these kind of undiscovered new methods.
Because there's no way for it to happen. I like how they're keeping the punching the wall stuff as vague as possible here. All they know is it happens, that's it.
Yeah, that's kind of some weird myopia or something like that. Like the audience can know what it is, but the characters in the story can't know about it. And it's basically it's a double-edged. It's again another double-edged sword situation.
But this makes no sense here. How the Joker killed all the guys that were there? How is this guy was there?
Actually, that's something I think I came to think about while I was doing the editing of Death in the Family video. Like Death in the Family on itself, it happened in the before 0 hour. So could it be possible that 0 hour? This is still set before Infinite Crisis, but in the chronological order. Even if in meta sense it's after Infinite Crisis, but it's still
0 hour could have changed. For example, the Ayatollah stuff.
Yes, 0 hour could have changed the Ayatollah stuff, and that could also change the whole thing with Lady Shiva not originally having been Cassandra's mother, but then being made into Cassandra's mother by 0 hour.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, then so they go through a meeting up with all these other people. Now, of course, it's also, given what we knew happened in the annual, how many that means all these people are killed?
What a waste.
Yep. He's not improving. Well, of course he's not going to improve. He's just going to be stagnant with the muscle memory. Now, I do like how Talia, everyone's telling him there's nothing you can do. And there really is nothing you can do just to hope that he gets better. I do like how it is made clear to him that he has no choice. She has no choice but to do it. Although I do love how he never fights back when it's me. Explain that. Like, that's her justification.
Mm,
and which is a good justification.
hmm.
Like she feels like he can tell the difference between friend and foe.
Yeah, friendly fire and actual hostile intentions.
And Talia, he wouldn't hurt Talia for whatever reason. Wait, did you ever meet Talia?
Yeah, that is
No, he never met her, but I'm pretty sure Bruce has talked fondly of her.
mm.
You want to bet?
Yeah, also that could also build up to those abandonment or some kind of issues that where Jason was still like looking for him, like in a sense that if he knows Talia as one of Batman's somewhat positive love interests, he could see Talia in that case as another
Yeah,
potential
but then we have
stepmother
all
candidate.
this here. I think you and Dick Grayson before him gave him light. You gave him hope. He feels responsible for you, your loss. He misses you. Oh, look, Jason. That's a good touch.
Yeah.
Of course, then this is basically a continuation of the two arguing before he went. He went down there. He won't. But yeah, the whole idea of like he won't love you. You think you're doing this also that the detective will love you. So Talia. And we know what happens next.
Yes.
Tosses him in there. Now, how was that for a first issue, though?
Push him, or did she go back?
She pushed.
Okay, yeah, she pushes
Just
him
like in the annual.
Yeah. Yeah. The final page just looked like he would have taken the step by himself.
True. But what did you think about that? How this expanded on everything, showing that there was a connection. Maybe that's in part why she kissed him. Maybe here's the one thing I wonder. Did she do it because she sees like him almost being just as connected with with her beloved?
Yes, that kind of delusion is so could be that it's
but it was a good start though, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it is. The thing about these stories is also that if you read them too fast, that you might end up missing those small details in there. But
but
go slower there, then that's.
I'm sorry. I will. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I didn't tell you to go slow, but if you read the story slow and go like word for word through it, you might see and understand what there is. Some people who do analysis on comics and stories, that's probably how most people read them, so they can see something for them to write and publish about when it comes to these aspects.
Yep, but yeah. Then next issue now, this is him out on his own. And yeah, he's just having a tantrum. Not that I blame him. Did they say from my like, what, are you on drugs? You think you can
Yeah, that's
yeah, great though. Great artwork. And again, just this pain, the struggle he's going through. I mean, he's still coming out of the Lazarus stuff. Well, he's reacting to the news.
Yeah, it returns Joker to police custody.
And by this point, though, since he's been gone, Joker's probably back, and he's already been replaced by Tim.
Yes, it's so far.
Yep. Where is he? I will tell you Jason's location in 24 hours, Father. You may pick up his trail, but I doubt it. So she still thinks that, she is confident in him, but Raish is not. And I don't blame Raish for feeling this way. He knows the Lazarus effect. Right?
Rough.
Alive. He murders me, and he leaves him alive? Alive to hurt, kill, maim. Again, I can see why this builds on it. He just got out of it. His body's been a little older.
Yeah, it's also it's kind of missing the point of, okay, maybe Jason is purposely ignoring the fact that the mental state that Bruce was in after he died.
Oh, he doesn't know the mental state.
Yeah. That's it. Also, Jason doesn't comprehend that what. Okay, yeah, but he doesn't care about but the fact that the whole UN situation where Bruce was ready and willing to go kill, go do whatever what would have happened during that situation, and not to mention how long was the Joker gone and presumed dead after the whole situation until he resurfaced. It also feels like some kind of missed storytelling potential of not having Bruce try to debate or have this conversation while they at any point when they fight during the story, like him telling about the whole thing at the UN, the conversation and what he was willing to do back at that point,
exactly.
and like all those other points when he was full to thinking that Jason was back, like with the Mudbag situation, I need to still get those scans. But then there's also the point where, during Nightfall, when he was tired, overworked, and Scarecrow made him hallucinate about Jason when he was trying to catch everyone Bane had let loose, and all of those situations. Like he has murdered him, and he has been in this situation in a faked out version of that situation, but still he has been in those situations where Jason came back to him.
Yep. Exactly. Although like I say, I do like how even though he's back, he already knows how to lose him, how to get rid of the GPS trackers, things like that. He's smart enough to realize all this. And I do like how he's actually heading back to Gotham. And there's the he basically is thinking about blowing up the Batmobile, trying to deal with Bruce. Like he just wants revenge. Again, I think this is part of the Lazarus madness, don't you think?
Yes, it's not him thinking straight about it. Not to mention, okay, it could be seen that the Lazarus bit, it first starts you with the madness, but then it mellows down into something of a tranquil fury where eventually it's still there. It's manipulating your thought process, but ultimately, given enough time, you get more clear-headed. Yep. That actually could be the thing about Scott Lobdell making Jason be more positive towards Bruce and the Bat family, being that enough time has passed since his resurrection. Like, then this is the earlier stages where he was still openly hostile.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, one little detail that I think what ends up being later stuff makes what Jason pulled off when Bruce found him even more impressive is, think about it, he boosted the tires. Now, if later since had a retcon saying, oh, Bruce didn't include certain of the safeguards and all that, but the fact that Jason was still able to get through what safeguards were still there and get the tires off without anything makes it more impressive in hindsight that he was able to put the Batmobile on cinder blocks. Am I right when you think about that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but here, though, it shows that he knows what to do, and he's ready to blow him up. He actually puts a bomb there and everything. Batman shows up, and he's ready to blow him up. Even saying, like, bastard, hypocrite, hard would it have been to kill the monster who took me from you. You never really gave a damn about any of us. About me. Not really. Not ever. You made this happen. You. But then he can't do it. He can't do it. It's not what you think. I didn't lose my nerve. I never assumed you did. I was wrong. My father was right. She's realizing because the fact that he went that far to nearly kill Bruce, she's realizing, oh crap, I can't just leave him on his own.
Not to mention, if he had gone through with it and pulled the trigger,
she'd be devastated.
Talia would be.
She'd have killed him.
Yes.
And then take her own life, probably. He doesn't seem to be. He doesn't even seem interested in finding out how he's returned. He's aware that he was murdered, and so basically, she underestimated his drive to just want revenge. She thought that he would want to find out how he came back, and he doesn't. He could care less. He's like, "I'm back. That's all I need." My father was right. I have unleashed a curse upon this world. What do you think about that, though? The fact that she's still helping. Does she hope that because he didn't kill Bruce, that they're still good at him, or what? What do you think?
Not sure.
It's a tough
There are
one,
a lot
isn't
of
it?
things to. Yeah.
I guess
There's
I
a lot
love
to
Billy
think about.
Tucci's covers, by the way.
Hmm. This that cover could be seen as as a, if you don't know about what's coming in a later
Hmm.
issue, this could be seen as a mother holding a child pose from one of those things that has been recreated in other symbolic scenes. I think Zack Snyder also tried to recreate it with
Now we have a
actually
different
that was
artist here. Now we have
chronology that was
Jeremy
against
Hahn
Jason's.
on artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the point where he's learning the new fighting styles and everything. Basically, learning the stuff that Batman wouldn't teach him.
Mm.
Of course, then
Yeah.
again, the fact that Talia keeps on helping him, like among other things, he's a psychopath. I think she's also doing this so she can keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't cross the line like he almost did.
Yes, it's possible that she's doing it now, but also like going along because
She unleashed
she,
him. She
yeah,
unleashed him into the world.
she's at least going along and trying to keep Jason in a leash. If she pulled at least and basically told him not to go with what he's doing, then
And she kills him, and it gets back to Batman. He'll never forgive her.
mm,
Basically, she's stuck in a catch-22 if there ever was one.
mm,
She did, with good intentions, unleashed a curse onto the world. But at the same time, she should help him because, if she doesn't, he'll kill Bruce.
yeah.
But yeah, though, but yeah, like he doesn't suspect you at all. He can't see you're stalling him. No, he believes that, and that I agree with him. So yeah, again, she's doing all he can to keep him, stonewalled. She's stonewalling him.
Hmm.
Would you agree that's a good way of looking at it? She's stonewalling him.
Yeah. Be.
But of course, even then, she can't give him back to Batman because he'll never forgive him for letting it get this far.
Mm.
Although the fact this guy is so willing to just tell her all that, you know, and just like as long, so yeah, they're going forward still as he's still doing his own thing, and taking the guy down and all that. Again, I do like some of Jason's wordings, like he whispered in German. I've been playing possum on how bad my German is. I like that.
Oh.
Isn't that a good smart move? They don't know Bruce taught me how to read lips when I was 12.
Oh.
They see, like he knows what's going on. Oh boy! So he goes on in there, and he's ready to save. Looks like a bunch of kids. 42 of them, all under 10. Drugged but not undernourished.
Mm.
It's a slave trade. And I do like it though. He's still doing good. This is what leads to what eventually would be him doing everything. You know, what I'm saying, right? This is almost closer to what Lobdell would do with Jason.
Mm. Yeah.
You ever realize that?
Yeah, the good things he does while being something of an anti-heroic or a anti-villainous, walking that line between anti-hero and anti-villain.
Yep. And, oh, by the way, I am all done with my stuff.
Great.
Yep. Sorry about that. Right. Yep. But So yeah, the guy, all the while he was teaching him, this is the guy who was teaching him. All the while he was doing that so he can then take him out. So in a way, this is a darker version of what Bruce had gone through.
Oh,
Think about that. Basically, Bruce went to good teachers, legit good teachers. Maybe a few bad seeds, but for the most part, legit good teachers. This is Dick going to legit bad teachers who he could then take out from at the knees.
Yeah,
Think about that.
Yeah. Bruce had to go through the teachers like the Ducard. New 52 actually has compressed that Bruce had 4 teachers. Well, there was
more than that, way more than that.
Oh.
That's what I always like this. This and Superman Wandering the Earth, it's like the perfect literary tool to utilize where you could have it be, you could fill in the gaps of all those years he was traveling. Over a decade of travel to say, oh, he learned from this teacher, learned from that teacher. He was only there for a brief time. He was there for longer.
Yes. And then Scott Snyder did that out of continuity story, meaning that all of those teachers that Bruce had were just agents of the shadow.
Which one was that one? Was that the Spawn one?
Shadow.
Oh, Shadow. Oh, right. But yeah, so he takes them down and then helps, like, this is an odd turn. I find you a teacher and you murder him. So she got him a teacher as well. That explains it. Murder sounds a bit fancy. I didn't orchestrate whacking him over an inheritance. I spiked his bug juice because he was a dirtbag. Why not just walk away and call the authorities? I heard stuff. He had connection to the cops. So again, he had reasons to kill him. I love it. Don't tell me the world isn't better off. Why are you smiling? You are learning. So in a way, she's already seeing her method is getting him more focused, more refined.
Yeah.
There's one way to look
route,
at it.
But same destination.
But yeah, so now he's about to deal with some more stuff. There's one downside of this last day stuff is it doesn't fill in that many gaps.
Yeah, it's more like what he is doing rather than building him up to when he.
I mean, the first 2 issues did, and this one, it's like these other ones are more slowly saying, like I said, like Talia's getting him on track from being this. I just want to kill the Batman too. Nah, I can still do good.
Or actually, it was something of a.
He's trying to refine his anger. Is that a good way of putting it?
Could be.
It's hard to tell, really. And unfortunately, I don't think Judd knew what. I'll be honest. I think Judd just wanted to have Jason do cool shit.
Yeah, that's probably also what it was. He didn't actually.
The only things he's written with Jason was Under the Red Hood, this one, and then the 3 issues of Batman Robin, which is what played off after what Grant Morrison did with him.
Okay, that would explain that.
Those are the only 3 times he's actually written Jason. And let's be honest, Grant stuff really threw him off. It threw things off. I like Grant Morrison's Batman stuff, but what he did to Jason just felt.
How did it actually go? After Under the Red Hood and the Infinite Crisis happened, Jason was next seen in Nightwing.
Monster at one point.
Yeah. In that path. Then he was also in Robin's issues as something of a supporting. Well, so let's in quotations supporting and helping. And was arrested, and Jason team got him out of there, and then
Batman he came back in Batman and Robin, where he was a evil Batman.
Yeah, that was in Battle for the Cowl, where
for the Cowl. Yeah, and then the Grant Morrison handling.
So basically, it was Tony as Daniel, and then Grant Morrison, and then
Tony as Daniel was playing off of what Morrison was setting up anyway. And then you had that, and then you had Judd Winnick come back and get him out of jail, and then set him off on his own place. Although I did love, though, one moment I love was he just wanted to he just went into the bat plane and everything, and he just was egging him on until he could hear Dick wearing the Batman costume saying, "Quit being such a tool," and he's saying, that isn't worth it. That hearing Batman actually use the word tool.
Huh.
I love that. That felt like Jason. Just this whole like trolling them. You're like, oh, like that's all I wanted to hear.
Mm. Yeah.
But again, you don't. I think Jason. I think that's why they would give up Dell. He gave us a consistent Jason. They were struggling with Jason after they brought him back. At least with Bucky, you had Ed Brubaker guiding him for years before he finally let others use him.
Yeah, that in that sense, you could say that Winter Soldier was done better.
Yeah.
It's also something that why when I did the Hush video, where I said that the movie could have done better by using Jason as a revenant that Riddler was controlling, so that the character could have just come and be gone, so that he wouldn't stay just to waste time and not have a purpose anymore.
And then there's Tim. Oh dear. Now, you know she's putting on an act. This is an act on Talia's end.
Yeah, it has to be pretty much because
she knows what she's doing. She knows. She wouldn't tell him if she didn't know how he would react.
Yeah, not to mention if Jason had learned about this on his own.
Well, we know what would have happened.
Not to mention, I have been because
he's
I have
better than Arkham Knight, though. He's handling this better than an Arkham Knight.
Yeah, that's true. Not to mention, in Arkham Knight, it was also like Bruce was pretty much rushed. We don't actually know how Arkham Knight or in the Arkham universe, Tim became Robin or the circumstances behind it.
Which
it felt kind of rushed also. And
my problem was? Yep. I felt like Batman was more worried about optics. He had no indication that Jason was dead when he brought Tim on. It felt like he was more worried about having Batman and Robin still around.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? He worried more about the optics than he was finding Jason. Seriously.
Yeah.
What was he going to do if they found Jason and then he sees like, oh, I replaced you? What was he going to say?
No idea. It's also like I said in my own Arkham Knight video, which I did last year. I don't know if you have seen. Not many people have actually watched those game videos I made. But at least, and also because I have been looking into Tim Drake stuff for that one upcoming conversation I have with J. Heath Blaze. At least Tim is also someone who went out and offered to take the position and told Batman that, hey, you're not mentally well. You need a Robin by your side.
Exactly, which I still love that. I love how they made that very clear. This is what I've always said. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. Batman is a balancing act.
Yeah, you have told it. Yeah.
I did tell you that? Yeah. Would you agree with that, though? It's like, he's too much Batman. That's when he's like what he was after Jason's death. If he's too much Bruce Wayne, then he's kind of like how he was. My best example is Kevin Smith's Widening Gyre.
Yeah.
Way too trusting to the point where it compromises him. You need that perfect balance for him to be the most effective.
Yeah.
Granted, he's able to be effective when he's too much Batman, but that's bad for everyone.
Yeah, Batman v Superman is a good example of that because that's also another example of a Robin-less Batman.
Exactly. But yeah, throughout all of this, it's like everything else here is just simply him dealing with these guys. And I love the covers, though. Like all these different renditions of him, all done by Billy Tucci. Great covers.
Yeah, it is. Kind of actually looking at how much of this was also like you said in the Red Hood conversation, that how much of this was padding. Like they got what they needed to do.
Probably because they realized. I think he realized. He probably obviously 6 is the default, obviously. But I don't think you had 6 issues worth of how to fill in the gaps without just massive time gaps, which you need. Or this would again. That's why I feel like this was just filled in to show him doing cool shit. Oh, jeez. So this is showing just how far Jason would go. He would then torture and everything, talk with this detective and everything, all the while then. Where do you usually meet? Oh yeah, talking with this woman Susan and everything. Again, he's being the detective, showing that he's utilizing all the stuff Bruce taught him to do his own method. But again, the thing is though here, he's still doing much more good than he does in Under the Hood. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Again, I'm just going through all this, and See what I mean? You just see what I mean? It's just
Yeah, this is just like
generic.
this is also like I'm thinking about the whole that most of this is just
Oh, but yeah, I know
yeah.
where Joker is. So this guy at least here is like, I know where you could find one of the top 10 most wanted. Okay, this is beyond convenient.
Yeah, that up where the Joker is, like
The guy just knows where Joker is. That's all the way in Europe.
yeah, that's a and this should be a weird flip about the whole thing. Let's talk about the conversation is about something completely unrelated, and then you throw in some third party topic that is completely unrelated to either of them or to one of them, but the first party
Looks like the
doesn't know
Nicholson
about.
Joker here, doesn't he? Or the if you go by 3 Jokers, he looks like the
The older
the old one,
criminal.
the criminal.
Yeah, it's also that Nicholson's scene was not exactly like the Joker has the pointier jawline, and it was pretty much like actually all the actors who have played the Joker, they have some kind of a wider chin or a jawline.
True.
Even Jared Leto was the only one where it was kind of little like that, and
yeah, but okay. Anyway, though, so yeah, he's dealing with the Joker, showing that he had a attempt at taking him out. But again, just so much of it just this was a waste. I gotta say, the first 2 issues were the best ones because it actually filled in gaps.
Oh yeah. This is like something that it started out well, but by now the whole series is starting to wear out the welcome it had, and
because it's just generic him doing stuff that he could do in the present day. All they're just doing is just sprinkling in a little bit of things to remind you, oh yeah, we're leading up to everything. Oh, but he actually gets a shot in on him. I do like it how he's there, but he's not as Red Hood, so he doesn't recognize him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get him out of here.
It's not the same. Like just as a hey bang.
Oh,
that wouldn't feel as satisfying as the revenge he's after.
Right, although he is ready to burn him. Okay, oh hey, the fact that he didn't do it yet, probably because he wants to go. I think this is the moment where he's realizing his plan for what he wants Batman to do. He wants Batman to do it, not him. He can do it, but he wants to see Batman do it. He wants to have Batman have no choice but to do it. Yeah, he even says like, it wasn't because I was rushed. I was planning on getting him to another location. I was going to do it slow. Yeah, right. I don't think so. Well, he would have been dead. A quick, agonizing death, and this world would have been a much better place for it. But I don't really give a crap about the world. And I realize this isn't about this isn't about him. It isn't about Bruce or me. It's about the 3 of us. When this ends, however, it ends. However it ends, that's how it'll be. Me, that Psycho, and Batman. Are you still planning on killing Batman? I know you don't want me to. I know you've been stalling me. It took a while for me to figure it out, but I get it. You love him, but I'm not sure murdering him is part of the plan anymore. Then punish him. Take what is the most important. Take Gotham from him. Okay, I can see why she's pushing this then, though. Because if he doesn't have Gotham, he'll come to her. Be the Batman.
Not to mention, hey, if this is now they're saying that Raj is dead, so this is taking place after Death and the Maidens, meaning that Talia's whatever devotion that she used to have for Batman or Bruce in general, Nyssa has taken it away, and that would explain why this is happening.
Yeah, what? And then there's the where that other email we saw in the annual.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Nyssa was the one who caused that.
Yeah. But yeah, then we have the stuff it was Hush. He claims that he's Bruce Wayne. So to begin, let me ask you, is that true? Yes. Bruce Wayne is Batman. Can you prove it? Many times over. The acquisition of Cord Corporation will be complete by the end of the month. That's the controlling arm of Wayne Industry R&D.
Oh yeah, this ties into the opening of Under the Hood.
But then eventually the Cord Industry then will eventually be separate again. And if for whatever reason they have Kimio Hoshi be the CEO for whatever reason. She's a scientist. Why did they do that?
They probably couldn't
That was
think
the
of
same
anyone else.
issue. That was the same issue where the male Dr. Light stole her powers and later compared it to rape. Judd Winnick wrote that too.
Yeah, that's also something. Was he married at this point when he was writing these stories?
And his wife is Asian. They've been married since they were on Real World.
Huh.
So yeah, that was the end of this mini, and as you can definitely tell, since I didn't even read through it all, this was not that great. I mean, some of the gaps they filled in were interesting. Getting through his head was interesting, but for the most part, 3 of these issues were wasted.
Yes, they were wasted. Like it was like they had an idea, but they didn't map. But there was an idea, but it wasn't mapped out like issue per issue on how the story should be told. They just dumped all the important stuff in the first 2 issues, and then
the last one.
Yeah, and the last one, and then in the middle they just
with a few sprinkles here and there, like, oh, he replaced you. Why should I care?
This could have also like in some sense, it could have also been a 3-issue mini. Like it was, those weren't out of the ordinary back in.
But they did do them.
Yeah, they did do those. They could have just cut the issues 3 to 5 out and just made it be a 3-issue series.
My guess is Judd just wanted to write more Jason. I think that's it. He just wanted to write more Jason. So
this is one of those have to say it, but this is again one of those instances where the editors should be doing their jobs.
Let me double check who was the editor on this book.
Okay, who was it?
Who was it? It was Michael Marks, who was the main Batman editor at the time. And my guess is he was too focusing on the main books, I bet. Or this was done just to make Judd happy.
Probably. Not to mention the movie was coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
It was given those that freedom.
I think that was the other thing as well. Yeah, you're right. The movie was coming around this point, so I think that's why they went, Jan 2011. No, wait.
After the movie.
After the movie. The movie came
I remember
out
it was 2010 when the movie came out. I remember also, I even remember what summer job I was doing around the time.
July. And I think the first issue was when around the point. Because this was Jan 2011. And let me exit to see what if it tells you when it released. November. So yes, first issue came out when the movie did. That's why he did this.
Some kind of boost with it.
Exactly. It was this whole thing was done to boost it. But again, the first 2 issues were interesting. Explain Talia's mind. I would say Talia got more development here than Jason did. Would you agree with that? Talia got more development.
And as much as it I hate to put it, it makes uncomfortable sense when you know that what the Death and the Maidens had done to Talia's psyche and her relationship with Bruce at that point when the
she blamed him. She blamed him, even though it was Nissa who did it. She still blamed Bruce for not stopping it. And now, granted, though, this would then also be around the time. Wouldn't this also be around the time though she was working at LexCorp?
Yes. Yeah, it was around the time when.
Wait. Holy shit! This doesn't make sense. How can Rach be dead if this is before Hush when Rach was still alive? It just dawned on me. Wait a second. Rage was in Hush.
Yeah, it was in Hush. That was, and it was.
What? How can Rage be dead for good? How could Death of the Maze happen by this point if this is still before Hush? Did Judd forget how many years back between Hush and Under the Red Hood?
Were they counting on Infinite Crisis causing some kind of bumps here and there too?
I don't think so.
Because
I think they dropped the ball. It just dawned on me. It just dawned on me. Wait a second.
Yeah, on its own, this was another one of those, like I keep doing in my videos, like saying the story moves the characters, but instead of the characters doing the story moving on their own.
This was clearly that. This is clearly one carrying the other. It's just, what? If this was, I think Judd forgot that this is all he knew it was pre-Hush, but I think he forgot what happened pre-Hush. I think he mixed up what happened pre-Hush and what happened post-Hush. Again, I think I answered my own question. Scott Lobdell had the better handling of Jason. Judd, he was only good. I gotta say, Jason until New 52 was only good during Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, they had no idea what to do. But the reinvention that they needed to do for some characters in the New 52, Jason obviously to a certain degree.
Not the others though.
Roy didn't benefit anything
besides Starfire.
Besides getting his arm back, and Starfire also she was.
And hell, you can already say that Convergence did a better job at handling Roy than New 52 did, you know. But yeah, in fact, I gotta say, Jason, even to Scott Lobdell, the best Jason was Rebirth Jason. Pairing him up with Artemis and Bizarro was one of the best ideas. Having it be a Dark Trinity.
That's where that's where you can go. The New 52 Outlaws, that was going to be like testing the waters and making some mistakes. But Rebirth was where Lobdell knew what he should be doing.
Even Lobdell handled Jason even better than Jeff Johns did during Three Jokers.
Yeah.
Now, I would say so. Three Jokers, if you took Lobdell's out, then you could say Three Jokers Jason made sense. But if you don't, but that's only if you don't include Lobdell's stuff. So yeah.
No wonder people argue that story is an.
I mean, I like
Black Label
I like Three Jokers overall, but there's just a lot of stuff wrong with it. But again, this story here, and you can definitely tell this is a Pro Teachers Noob. This was more of a discussion video than it was going over everything because
it was something of a Pro Teachers Noob, or actually something to a point that I don't think no for sure if I read this comic before. I may have known it by reputation and seen bits and pieces of it when it was coming out. But seeing actually, but going through it, I managed to see how it was going on, and then I was able to also see. Okay, I see how this connects to these few aspects in overall here and there, and then also we both managed to see that okay, this doesn't work.
Exactly, and like I said, how did they drop the ball on the continuity moment? How did they drop the ball on that? That's just. I mean, seriously, that was really bad, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And I don't just mean the Talia stuff. I mean that bit was like, wait, Rage was alive in Hush.
Yes, no blaming Infinite Crisis resetting the timelines here. No. Can't save it at all because it would be an unintentional scapegoat. actually, that kind of continuity hiccup could be actually seen at why they decided to do a reboot and try and fail to set some continuity record state.
Exactly.
And looking and considering how much they have been also doing with current comics doing messes here and there, it's also reached a point where a new reboot would be also welcome.
I wouldn't go that far. I do think things have gotten a bit better.
Yeah, I said would, not should.
Oh, right. But again, just overall, this was a mediocre story. It didn't fulfill what was promised. That's the problem. It did not fulfill what was promised.
Yeah, it set out to do what it promised, but then it fumbled in the middle and
it just
basically managed to get back on its feet, but before it reached the finish line, it ended up falling on its face.
And again, he's trying to justify the stuff with Talia and Jason. Again, would it make sense if the endpoint wasn't Hush?
Hush.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it should have been somewhere in the middle, or like they should have tried to put the Hush parts, like the behind the scenes kind of stuffs in those three issues that were just buffing.
You don't know what happened to him between Hush and Under the Hood.
Yeah,
like you don't know about that.
Yeah, that could be also. Not to mention, there's the scene in Hush where Bruce was brought close to actually wanting to kill a Joker. That could have show that by from Jason's point of view. And thank you. Now do it.
We didn't need all this stuff of him going around dealing with this. Like that first one, the cartel, slave trade. That worked. That worked because it showed a darker end and everything, and Talia got him back on the right track. After that, those last 2.5 issues were just fluff.
Yeah.
It's the fact that even when he sees Jason and Tim, he was replaced, he's just like, it bothers you. Why should it?
Well, eventually it did end up mattering to some point because there were those few issues during Jeff John's Teen Titans Run where Jason broke.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. Like, I was a Titan too. Like, where's my statue? It's like, yeah, he was a Titan. It was very brief, but he was a Titan. Why does Tara get a statue, but not Jason? Why does the person who tried to kill them all get a statue?
That could be because most people have been trying to reinvent and reframe Terra as a villain and make her be a victim of
I still remember the other history of the DC universe where it's so clear that John Ridley only thought that the anime series was canon.
Yeah.
Because he was treating Tara like she was this sweet, innocent girl and did nothing wrong. It's like, no, she was a monster. Even with outside, she was a psychopath.
Yeah, when I did Judas contract on my own video last year, I had to point out when I did the post-story commentary review section before moving on to the talking about the animated movie. I had to point out that this Terra, the comic version, is not the same as this Terra, the one in the animated series.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, this has become a rant fest, this video, hasn't it?
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But hey, I doubt this added much more for your stuff to write in. I mean, other than maybe just put in a brief thing saying like, it happened.
Yeah. Stuff happened and continuity was screwed up, and that's pretty much why.
Yeah, that'll be I can't wait to hear. No, I'll just say it. I'll just say it right here, like, stuff happened, continuity was screwed up and was put up the ass.
Yeah.
Or you could put that in there if you want, that clip right there, just right there.
Yeah, I just lost today's pros and cons. So I'm just gonna put a slash continuity was fucking.
Exactly. Don't worry, I will send you if this is probably gonna come out well before after your video. I will send you the video link so you can download and take this clip out.
Yeah. Actually, I don't need to do that. I got usually I have been able to use OBS to just do screen recordings of some videos online.
No, I
Even
get that, but in this case, though, since your video probably be out because it's going to be like by November, you're not going to have a chance because that's this is going to be that far ahead.
Okay, let's fine in there.
That's what I'm saying. I'll send you a I download the videos. I'll just upload the Google Drive and send it to you.
Okay.
So yeah, though this story is what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming in with us, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
And may your heart be your